Hello, I'm Czardus. Grab some coffee, sit back, and chill as we build in Cities Skylines 2. Welcome back to Bayhaven. Yay, this is episode 4. I'm recording this I'm recording this before the bike patch has come out. You are seeing it after the bike patch has come out, but I wanted to get a little bit ahead on recording with Thanksgiving coming up here in the US, and so that's why we're doing it this way. And what I want to do is, we have unemployment that is pretty high, so we're going to get some more farms in here. And I think we'll actually do farms, actually that's a bit of a forest, and we might want to do forestry there. You know, use the resources that we have available to us. But we're going to come in here and just turn on topographic for a moment. And I think what we'll do is turn on anarchy so we can get this road over like that. And then bring a road that way. And this one can continue in that direction. That should be good, and then we can go ahead and get some more farms in here. And we should have some grain in this area, so we can go ahead and just plop these right in here. Bring them along like that. This one could go this whole way, I think. There, and then we'll get a livestock farm over here. Just trying to mix it up a little bit. One, so that we have good production of a variety of resources, but two, because it makes sense that there would be a little bit of different stuff. And that is not going to make a huge difference to the unemployment. We've got about 15%, and really what we need to do is get our towns built big enough that we can eventually get into actual factories. But if you're new to the series, we are building this as it would have historically developed, and even though we have cars, we're pretending that we are in about probably the 17th century right now, as these very young towns are getting developed here. And I think we need a road in here. Let's bring this road in, actually all the way like that, we might as well. And so anyway, getting them in here or getting the farms in here is really just along with what we would see at this time in the growth of the area. Bring this in like that. Okay, now, how much land do we have out here? We have enough that we can get the timber in there, but let's go ahead and extend these roads the rest of the way. Get one there. This one can continue out this way. And this road here is going to complain, so get anarchy on. Yeah, that should be pretty good. This road, like I said, we'll get timber out here. And I think what I want to do is just have it come all the way through like that. Got a clear spot there, so I think it makes sense. We do have a hill here, though. And we also have looks like palm trees in here, so we're gonna come in and I'll take those out really quick. Okay, so that's out, and I think what I want to do is just come in here and get a deciduous brush in and just add, because we took out a lot of trees, so I want to just come in and get these mixed in a bit better. Not enough money. Whoa, we are out of money. Yeah, that is a bit of a concern. We're gonna let some time go by so that we can get, because we have a surplus, so that is good, but we'll get there. So we do have an issue that we have to deal with here. The budget is not in good shape, and a lot of it, I mean, the money is going to service upkeeps, and then we're trading to get the service. And then the tile upkeep is a big deal too, because we have a lot of tiles and we're not generating a lot in taxes. Now, I did try to increase the service fees for the things that we can, you know, electricity and water and garbage, but that just made the taxes go way down. So I found it was better to have the taxes higher, But I'm afraid we're going to have to get rid of our medical clinics, which is going to be a pain, but nothing else can be reduced. We don't have any schools yet. We need the fire departments. We need the police in there to keep. I feel like we might be able to get rid of them too. But let's start with the healthcare. We have to keep the cemetery, and in fact, we need to get another one. But this here is costing $57,000 a month, so we're going to get rid of that. Although maybe I should have just turned it off. But getting rid of it is going to make a bit of a difference. But yep, you can see that got our healthcare way lower, and that will make us make profit. Now it is going to make people less happy, but we do need that. And now, speaking of the other cemetery, let's come over here, and we don't have the money for it actually, so we can't do it. We need 40,000 in cash to build this. Just think about where we're gonna put it really quick. I think what we'll do is we'll put it up here a bit on the hill a little bit. But anyway, we do need that money first, and the budget is now back in the green, but you can see we're still, it's that tile upkeep, and at some point we might have to use what, I don't know, you know, it's the equivalent of 81 tiles. I think it's like 539 tiles or something, whatever it is. We might have to enable that mod in order to get rid of the tile upkeep, but we'll see. We're gonna let this run again and see how we balance things out now. In the meantime, I think what we'll do is we'll get a couple more industries in here. And like I said, we can get a forestry in here. Go ahead and bring it along like this. And just have it be this whole area here. They should start planting over there immediately. That should make a little bit of a difference, but again, it's not going to make a huge difference. We have so many of these. Look at that, they're already complaining about the lack of medic. But I think the other thing we could do, we could get a little bit of generic industry over in Jamestown, which would get the jobs. Yeah, we've got unemployment right now. I'd like to get more fishing, by the way. We've got more flooding issues over here. If we get these to be that height, Control H with move it gets it to be the proper height. Just raise those up and then get these segments too, I guess. And we can take out these buildings and see if they respawn a little bit higher. Although we've still got flooding there. It's interesting. I feel like the water level went up a little bit, because this was definitely not in the water when we built it. This pier here. Let's go ahead and raise it up. Should all be at the sea, or like up high here. There we go. Okay, anyway, we've got 5,000 now, so we are seeing some money come in, and that's good, because, like I said, then we can come back and we can get our cemetery in, could get another forestry industry over here. Let's put that off of this road. I don't know how this one ended up curvy, but I kind of like it that way. Get these in like that. Just complete that, and that should work. Unemployment is improving a little bit, and so what I want to do is I want to come in here, and we're going to get more medium density row housing in here, and we're going to need to build some alleys, I believe. Let's go ahead and get homes. Actually, I want them to be along that road. Yeah, well, no, let's do them like this. Like that. Then we're going to come in and we'll get a pathway along like that, and like that. Let's get some homes in that direction. I kind of want, well, yeah, you know what we'll do? We will come in and we'll get medium density, just pure medium density here. And then back in here, I want to get a narrow road like that. And then we're going to take this out and see what we get. No, see, it still put the zoning along that road. I don't want it there. So we're going to turn off snapping. And I just want to take it out of there. I can't get it any farther along there. That should be fine though. We can come back and we'll get our row housing here. Like that. And then we can take that back out. Zoning should still be the same. Same thing here. Yeah, that'll work. That gives us another little neighborhood in there, or like another block of housing. I do wish that we could get this in here. Maybe if I take these out. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that should work. One more there. There we go. Okay, now if we come back one more time. Oh, Boomtown, we got 150,000 for that. And Seven Hills residents. That one kind of looked interesting. But let's go ahead and we'll bring this down here. There we go. Now we can get a little bit of more townhouses in there. I like that a little bit better. It looks a little bit better. Then we'll come back over here. 14% unemployment. I'll take that for now. And we'll bring this along like that. We can get some this way. Nope, those were the wrong. I keep forgetting to dezone before I delete here. Let's come back, and I want this path like that. And we'll bring a path there. And then that can all fill in. No, I didn't want your zoning to change. Okay, we'll keep this in here. At some point, maybe I will consider getting the one. Okay, no, that's not going the way I want it to. Getting the mod that will make it so that I can have much more control over this. That's all gonna look great. Okay, then let's bring a road in here like we did before. Not all the way in, maybe about to there. And then let's bring our path along here. You know what? Let's do this too. We're going to take out one more. Take all of that out, and then we should have the ability to get a path here. Have zoning over there. So first of all, we'll get a bigger building in here, and then we can get this like that. And let's do one more spot. We'll keep these at 2 deep as well. And then we should be able to take this out and have some more space for zoning there. If we just get this like that, just a tiny bit more will fit in here. But a tiny bit more is acceptable. We can get another bit of a building here. Let's take that out and have it. I guess we'll take that. I mean, at the very least, for now, we're getting more filled in here. Have a fire and a crime scene. Maybe it was arson. We don't need to bulldoze it though. Okay, but now we have much more money. We can come back and we can get our cemetery now. We're going to get the parish church up here. Go like that, and we're going to call this the Jamestown Burial Ground. That should be good there. Now, unemployment is still holding up pretty good, so let's go ahead and continue adding zoning in here. Now, we've got commercial there, but I think what I want to do is get a little bit more residential over in here. And here, actually, let's take that back out. I want to know if we can get houses along this road here. If we bring this like that, there we go. That's what we want. We can get row houses here and there. That will work. Yep, I like that. And then we've got another spot here. I don't know, why did we end up with that road there? It's kind of a strange spot for our road, but okay. Let's go ahead and we will continue with our low density business along like that. It's all pretty much the same building. And of course, we don't have really a lot of people, or like enough people for the companies to be very profitable. They're just barely making a profit. They're 50% profitable, but that will change as we continue to expand out this way. And I think, in fact, we can get working on that right now. Let's get another road. I want to bring this one along like this, and it can come right to the church. Yeah, I like that. Gives a bit of an older feel to the design. You don't see that style of road where like the curves like that in many modern North American cities. They're more, the historic ones will be like that. And then these blocks are pretty good sized here, I think. So we can go ahead and just come in here and, yeah, let's go 4 deep. That will work out just fine. They do have some problem with pedestrians, apparently. But if you get it to spawn, or like if you make it spawn over and over again, eventually you get rid of that. And then we'll come over here and get a bigger building on this corner here. Yeah, it's a little bit out of place, but not too bad. And then we'll continue with the row housing over here. And here, I think what I want to do is bring the path here so that we get the zoning on this road. Did mess up a little bit on the middle there. There we are. So again, we've got this one style, it seems. Actually, I'm not sure which one that is. This blue house seems to have a little bit of a bug with it. But we are making more money now, so that is good. And we're going to hold off on adding more tiles until I feel confident with our budget. Which is a little unfortunate. Man, look at this. We're flooding again over here. So I think long term, we're going to need to redo this at some point, and it'll be part of the story of the city. But for now, we are actually going to build a small port. And I'm going to put it over here. And hopefully we can do this without buying too many. Okay, I know I literally just said, we're not going to buy any more tiles. But here's the deal. Our shipping we have to connect to this. So we need to buy this tile, which will have just a tiny bit of upkeep. We can afford that. That should be fine. And so now we can get our port over here. And I want the port for the sole reason that we need to get this company profitability up higher. And they're so unprofitable because in order to export, they have to ship on this dirt road going out until you get to the highway that was on the map. And so yeah, that is not very profitable. They're pretty much just selling to like New York right now and trying to ship it all the way across to, you know, across the land to New York. So we're going to put this here, and then we'll come in with a port key, and we're going to do a very basic build here. We just do that. Bring this out like this. We should be able to get what we need here. And actually, we could have just done a port road here. Do that, and we will get a key on one of these sides. Not that side. Like that. Yeah, that should work. Let's go ahead, and I want this building to be at the same height as that. Which also means, let's raise the road up there. Both of these segments too, I guess. And there's nodes here that it does not let me click on. Okay, that looks terrible. We're gonna take this back out, which means we lost $100,000 for that. Well, way to go. We're gonna let this go back up and we'll come back to it. Okay, so now we have the money to do this again. And I did a little bit of terrain work to get us started here, but I do think I want this over here. And then we can come back with the 2-lane road and just get this along like this. And of course, get that key along the right side. There we go. Okay, and then what I want to do is we can get the route. Wait a minute. Interestingly, our historic mod does not give us the ability to get any... Oh wait, no. You know what? I created a whole thing for this, a tutorial, and so I swear I know how to do this. But we do need another 120,000 in cash to get our container crane, which is really not great for us because it's going to take more time for me to get that. In the meantime, how are we doing over here? We've got more people coming in. We've got some more crime that people are complaining about, but not too bad. Unemployment is still 20%. I don't want to add any more factories because I don't think they would be here yet. And farms, we would need to add more land. So we're kind of sticking here. Or what do we have here? What roads? We could get a little bit more farms over here. Let's do that. Let's bring a road along here, up like the top of the hill. And then bring this along this way. And we still have the key selected. Let's do that. And then we can come back and, of course, take out the key. There we go. So now we can come back and we can get a couple more farms in here. We get livestock over here. And grain on the other side. We do have the resources, so we can do this just fine. We can get one, say, here. Let's bring that all the way over. And then we'll get one here. There we go. So that gets us just a little bit more farms in there. And then we can wait for our money to roll in. And in the meantime, we could turn this off. And that will get even more money coming in faster. Okay, we finally got our 120,000 for this. And we can put show marker on. Nope, we want snapping. There we go. Snap right to this. And we'll go ahead and put that there. And then we need to come back and we'll get a medium seaway and just connect that. Actually, we'll do a narrow seaway like that. And then we want our cargo line from there to there. We'll get just one for now. And that is going to have how many ships on the... Oh, we're out of service. We're going to turn that on now. The small port is now operating, which is very good news because we need to get stuff. We have sick employees lowering our efficiency, network quality is lowering it, and the service budget is making a huge difference there. And that is what it is. The ship line, we have 3 vehicles assigned. We can go down to 2, and we'll just do the regular cargo ship because it'll maybe be a little bit more realistic to be a small one. And in the meantime, we should be starting to see we've got nothing stored here. Could get, let's see here. We can't do like anything actually. So hopefully we start to see some growth here. I want to get this to be that height now. Yeah, that'll work well. And here comes a ship. What do you have on you? No, let's get out and move it. You don't have anything. You're not bringing any goods in. Neither are you. Well, that's convenient. I'm so excited to hear that you guys are not bringing any goods right now. And we are still not seeing anything stored here. But we are starting to get a little bit more money. Let's go ahead and we'll put in this small container yard. We'll put that right over here. Oh, that's complaining about a gate bypass, so we're going to have to redo that a little bit. Let's come back and we'll get the 2-lane road coming this way with the key. Okay, and then we can move this and have it be on this side. It is mad that we don't have enough money. Well, that's convenient. Come on. So, like, the theme of today's episode is that we don't have enough money. And that's really what I'm hoping to fix here by having, look, there's a big passenger ship. By having the port, and there, we just had a truck come in here to drop stuff off. So hopefully we have some resources getting stored here now. Here comes another truck bringing a bunch of grain. Okay, so that should start to allow us to export some goods, and that should really improve the profitability of our industry. Probably should, we'll see it get up to about 60 or 70%, and then that will increase the tax revenue that we see coming in. This should be getting full. Nope, it did not get full. Nobody wants our grain, apparently. We did get grain in there, right? There's the container grain. Here we go. Yep, we've got grain, but it's all red. We're getting more in storage first. So that'll take some time, and that'll be fine. We're going to continue to add people out here. I want to do another block of people in here. So let's come back with our row housing. And yeah, let's do 4 deep. Over here we'll get a different building, but here we'll do 4 deep. And then here we'll get a big building this way. And over here we will get a pathway so we can get more row housing. Very good. Now, what is happening here? We could get another pathway there. Though I kind of think that is the right way. It is. Very good. That'll get us more people, which will generate more money. Yeah, we have pretty good here. I kind of want to get a clinic again. And this time, instead of doing the, let's see, we need 30,000 for that. Instead of doing the UK medical practice that has the upkeep between 12.5 and 67.5 per month, we're going to go with the small medical clinic, which has the upkeep maximum of 18,000. So hopefully that will make a difference. And what did I say? 30,000 is what we need. So we'll wait on that. And of course, we're also waiting for the snow to melt. I am ready for winter to be over here for a little bit. And we've got a ship leaving with grain, which is really good. That means that we are starting to see a substantially improved export amount. So we come here to grain. We're about to see that surplus get shipped out at a much cheaper amount, and then that'll make a big difference, I think, in terms of how much. Yeah, look at that. We've got 160 tons waiting and 138 tons of wood as well. All of that should go out pretty quick. We've got paper, furniture, timber coming in. That should actually improve the commercial profit too. So overall, we should be seeing a lot more profitability, so that will be good. Now, where was our UK practice? I think it was in this spot. We're going to put the medical clinic there when we have a chance. Yeah, it'll be about the same size. Okay, we're up over 30,000. Let's go ahead and get our small medical clinic in. Not the greatest design here, but it will work, and it should be pretty cheap too. Services, we're going to go ahead, we're at 50% for that. That's fine. What was it? Maybe transportation, we increased this. 57,000. Let's go all the way up to 100%. Though that's really going to eat into our profit. It is going to make this more efficient, so that should make it a bit better. We again have a lot of grain. yeah, grain is going to be getting exported a lot. And commercial, or our profitability is already starting to go up a little bit, which is good. Our tax revenue is significantly higher than it was earlier in the episode. And of course, we are paying more for service update or upkeeps right now because we just built that clinic and we have the look at that, 16 patients here already. So that is a pretty big deal. But then we also have the port that we're trying to keep at a higher efficiency for a while. Although, you know, I wonder, that efficiency probably doesn't play into too much. Let's go ahead and lower that for now, just to save money and have more opportunity for income and profit. But I think that is about where we're going to leave it today. We got our port started, where we got one pier here, and what we're going to end up doing is having several other piers. And I just want like one pier for each line, which, let's see, we could definitely get at least one more line in. I don't know that we can get, like, one day get a thing out that way to a different city, and we can't go in that direction at all. We could get one definitely out this way that would go to a different city and technically be a different line as well. So we do have space that we can do some of that. But for now, we want to see more of our stuff get shipped out and profitable. 56%. Hopefully that goes up, continues to rise as we see more happen with that. But anyway, that's it. Like I said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.